friends. So it is Wednesday. Sorry, that's a little crooked. It is Wednesday, October 3rd. I have been behind this week trying to video because my phone has given me some technical issues. It quit charging, like completely shut down. So my husband took it yesterday and was able to get it charged. I'm hoping it holds out. I'm getting a new one Black Friday. Hopefully it's time for my renewal. And so I guess I'll just hold out until then and make it work. I thought I would I've got to do some receipting of money, so I thought I would do that while I update you about some things going on in my classroom. So we are still doing, and you'll see this in my video, we're still doing our Forces in Motion. Lots of fun experiments for that. My kids really love that time, and we've talked about speed, and we've talked about friction and gravity and the things that make because we have balls that we use like marbles, have cars, we push the cars on different surfaces. And so tomorrow we're going to do a balloon race, and Friday we're going to do, what's Friday? Oh, the ramps with the cars. They love that one. Well, they like the balloon one too, but it's not as much for them to do. The other thing that we are doing, or that I'm doing, is, well, first of all, I'm getting observed today, and it's like nervous excitement. I'm not nervous about like the actual observation. I just want it to go well, you know, just like anybody. And so I'm kind of nervous that everything is going to be just like I would like for it to be. I have everything planned, so I think it should be. There shouldn't be any snags in the plan. I also wanted to tell you about something else that I'm doing in my classroom. I have put in an observatory, and I'm hoping this kind of catches off. We have a pineapple chart at our school, and last year nobody really used the pineapple chart. The idea with the pineapple chart is that people post things on the pineapple chart, and then you're welcome to come and observe them. And so I kind of took that and a movement that I saw last year on Twitter about the Observe Me, and I kind of combined those two, and I made this whole packet that I'm hanging at my observatory area, which I'll show you. It's just like a little area that has an adult chair. You can come sit in it. And so this, I have the little Observe Me, and I have my logo, which I think is just adorable. And then I have my schedule. And I guess I could post this for people to like edit and share for themselves. It's very personal for me, but you would have some ideas. I don't know, on Teachers Pay Teachers is the best place, but I have my QR code, and this QR code, it has my logo in the middle of it too, but this QR code goes to, let me find my phone in my mess. Oh, I'm recording on my phone. I can't show you. I'll show you a little bit later. That was one of those very, you know, those kind of moments. So here's just some information about, like, this one is about my morning routine. And this is about it's got my code for my Google Classroom. And this is a small picture of their choice board that they do. Lineup procedures, just so that if somebody's in here, they kind of understand why that I do what I do when I do it. Snack procedure, lunch, and the jobs that I have. I thought this would be a great resource too for a sub to kind of see all of my things that I do. There's more lunch. There's my TDR, teacher directed. It's kind of shorter because it's a shorter time frame, and it's just my homeroom. There's my math, and there's our number talks that we do each day and kind of our procedure. And then my second math sheet has their math choice board that's posted. And then here is my recess and just what we do and where we go and why we do what we do. This one is Words Their Way and about my videos that are on there. This one is my leveled reading, and it just tells some information about what I do and why that I do it. And then it also has my choice board there. And then the last page is just about my social studies, science, and content, and telling that in that section we do science some days, we do social studies some days, and then we use our second step behavior program. So I think that's about it. Like I said, with my observation, I chose math because I feel like that my kids have a better grip on math, and I've got, they're going to do acting out stories, and I recorded, and I do this a lot, but for this particular one, it was story problems, and they had to use chips to act it out. So I recorded it and posted it on their Google Classroom so that they can listen to the word problems because they can't read them all. And that's a great workaround for that. So yeah, everything's coming together. My kids are just doing so great. We've started all of our recording with, which I think I showed you this, but we started our recording of our sight words. And these are my sight word booklets. They're from Teachers Pay Teachers. I'm trying to think of the person's name. I can't really read it on there because it's kind of cut off, but they're great. So I'm not sure who I bought it from, but it has the sight words by booklets, like this is booklet 1. I think there's 5 or 6 of them. And then it's the fry words, and it has words, and then it has phrases. So my kids, I have a chart, and they go in order of the chart, and they read the list, and then they read the phrases. And they just do one list a day, and then I check off their sheet that looks like this if they're ready to go to the next one. It's pretty simple, and it kind of manages itself as long as I go every day to listen to their sight word sheet in Seesaw. So I hope you have a blessed and wonderful Wednesday. Hello, my YouTube friends. So it is still Wednesday afternoon. I don't really even know what time it is. It's almost 5 o'clock, and I'm just finishing up for the day. I had to... on Wednesdays, I walk my niece across the street to her dance class. So I lost a little bit of time there, and I have car duty, so I wasn't in here the whole time. But I have to go in to Seesaw every afternoon. And I think I'd explained this the other day, but I wanted to give a little update about how that I have my recording station set up so that my kids can record their sight words, and it just kind of keeps it going. So in my stations, I have a class list, and I have actually a class list back in the back, and I have a class list over to the other side, and then I have one in the front and one in the back. I only use 2 of the recording stations right now because I only have 2 crates for them to record in, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. So every morning, whenever they come in, part of their morning work is to record themselves reading their sight words, like I was sharing earlier. And I figured out it's from Tunsdale. That's where this book is from. It just kind of got cut off right here at the bottom. So I wasn't sure who was by, but these are like the best. I bought it off Teachers Pay Teachers. It's like a whole kit, and you print it off, and it puts it in this little booklet. So I have each one color coded. You can color them whatever color you want, but my first booklet is blue, and I was gonna start some of my kiddos in one booklet and some of the other, but I thought, because of the fact that this is new, a new way of doing it, if I put everybody on a list that's easy for them, then as they work through and the lists get harder, then they'll know how to record it. So it's not learning how to record it and learning the words, so it's not 2 different things. So what I did too was I'll cover up the name on here so you can't see the name. So I also printed them one of these. It looks the same. I usually print it on the same color. The copier did something wonky and didn't print my color, but you can see, like, this person, I already listened to theirs on Seesaw, I approved it, and they checked off that list. So when they come in tomorrow and they look at their list, they will know that they are to record list 2. But then one of my other friends, let me find his, he did not pass that off, so I put a little R, which just means that he needs to repeat that list tomorrow. And then I had a whole bunch, I'm not sure why, I mean like a whole bunch of my kids who said they recorded, and I even checked their sheet. I mean, like this many kids, all of these, half my class. Like I think there were only like 9 that recorded, and they all went back there. I'm not sure what they did. I'll have to help them tomorrow, and we'll make sure we get it done tomorrow. But anyway, with it being the first day of doing it, it's new, it's something different. But they go back there, and this is where it's kind of cool, and I think it's going to work phenomenal. So they have this crate, and I'll show you. They have this crate, and it's open. This one works much better. I have one of the other ones back there that has the holes in it, the fancier ones, the more expensive ones. These are like probably the $4 ones. They're kind of cheap. They don't hold very much, but they work great for what this is. So I'm actually going to get my husband, or I can do it, I just don't want to cut out these bottom rails right here, and then that way the kids can actually, like, as they're reading their book, will like slide through there, because that's the only thing I'm going to use this for. But what makes this so great is, I'll show you in my camera roll. So once I pull up and my kids go to Seesaw or whatever they're recording, then they take their camera and they line up the hole with one of the open spaces there. And then they can see that through the bottom. So as they're reading, they can hold it. And that's why I say if I had a hole there, that they could send it through. And that way they don't have to hold the camera and hold their booklet at the same time. So I'm super excited about the possibilities with that, because that could also be book fluency, that could be book talks, that could be book snaps. So lots of things. They could even like put their papers that they've completed that they want to read or to retell about. So super, super excited about that. I also, this was a hot mess express, let me just say. We worked on AR today. Some of my kids, A-okay, fantastic. We picked out the book yesterday. We read the book yesterday, so that we weren't doing everything in one day at the beginning. Today, they just had to get on to AR and take their test. And they could review the book. Some of them needed to reread the book, and that was fine. But it was so crazy. I had kids crying. I had lots of kids frustrated. They were not screaming like rah, but just in frustration. And I don't know why. I have some that like they still cannot put that in. I realize it is a lot to put in, but now it's like the sixth week of school, whatever it is. So we've been doing this for 3.5 weeks, and some of them are so good at it. They can like help others. They do great. And then the other frustration that I had is, and I don't really know how to do this, and I think tomorrow, everybody who failed a test today, I am going to pull them back, and we are literally going to read one book together, like one book. I'm going to read it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to do it, we're going to log in, and that way everybody's reading the same book, and I can kind of help them, because I don't know why this group seems so much more frustrated with AR, but they are very good at most things, and maybe it's just new to them. I don't know if it's just different, and so they panic. But they didn't use the book when they were supposed to, so they just like clicked answers, and I can't like sit over top of them to do that test with them. So I'm hoping maybe if I backtrack, try it differently, that'll work tomorrow, and we'll do something different. I'll turn this around so you can see, I got my cape. You can see it hanging there. And so they have picked up very quickly that when I'm with my group and I'm wearing the cape, that they can't bother me. They can't interrupt me. So that's been great. That's about it. That's my update for this week. It's Wednesday, so I'll probably upload this video tonight, and then I'll finish out the week with some tips and pointers and maybe some tech tips. Hope you have a blessed day and a wonderful Wednesday.